In Fright Night Part 2, the story picks up 3 years after the chilling events of the first film. Charlie, played by William Ragsdale, is now a college student, attempting to move on from his past experiences. He has undergone extensive therapy and has concluded that Jerry Dandrige, played by Chris Sarandon, is not a vampire, but rather a cunning serial killer. This belief has led Charlie to firmly deny the existence of vampires, considering them to be nothing more than fictional creatures. Charlie, accompanied by his new girlfriend Alex Young, decides to visit Peter Vincent, who has once again taken up his old role as the host of Fright Night horror films on TV, much to Charlie's frustration. While at Peter's apartment, Charlie notices 4 coffins being loaded into a car. On their way out, Charlie spots 4 peculiar individuals entering an elevator, one of whom immediately captivates him, the enchanting Regine. Charlie drives Alex back to her dorm, and as they begin to get intimate, Charlie pulls away suddenly, seeing Regine's face instead of Alex's. Annoyed, Alex leaves in a huff, unaware that she is being followed. Another girl exits the dorm as Alex enters, only to be tracked and killed by Belle, one of Regine's henchmen. Meanwhile, Louis, another member of Regine's group, is scaling the wall outside Alex's window but is startled and falls when Alex slams her window shut on his hands. Bosworth, the third member of the group, mocks Louis before munching on some bugs. That night, Charlie had a vivid dream in which Regine, who had come to visit him, transformed into a vampire and bit him. The following day, Charlie sought reassurance from his psychiatrist, who explained that such dreams were natural. While adhering to his doctor's orders to go bowling, Charlie agreed to accompany Alex to the symphony. However, on his way there, he spotted his friend Richie with Regine and decided to follow them. Climbing a fire escape outside Regine's apartment, Charlie was shocked to witness Regine and Belle attacking and draining Richie's blood. He immediately fled to find Peter, and together they armed themselves with crosses to disrupt Regine's gathering. Charlie is astonished to discover Richie alive and unharmed, without any bite marks on his neck. Suddenly, Regine makes a grand entrance, captivating everyone with an alluring and mesmerizing dance that leaves Charlie spellbound. She introduces herself to Peter and Charlie, portraying herself as a performance artist in town for upcoming shows. Assured that Regine's interaction with Richie was not an attack, Charlie departs for his date with Alex while Peter decides to remain and indulge in the revelry. As the night progresses, Peter observes peculiar behavior as individuals in the room start biting others on the neck, sparking his interest. Intrigued by this strange occurrence, Peter retrieves his pocket mirror and is startled to find that neither Regine nor Belle cast any reflections as they dance in the center of the floor. After storming out of the party in frustration, Peter hastily makes his way down the stairwell and unexpectedly encounters Regine waiting for him outside. As he tries to process this encounter, the shocking revelation hits him like a ton of bricks. Regine discloses the eternal secret: she is a vampire, the long-lost twin sister of Jerry Dandrige, and harbors a deep desire for revenge against both Charlie and Peter. Overwhelmed, Peter rushes back home, his mind racing with the gravity of what has just transpired, making plans to disclose everything to Charlie the following morning. Meanwhile, Charlie, feeling unsettled, ignores his date with Alex and returns home. Fatigue sets in, and he drifts off to sleep, unaware of the impending danger. In the depths of the night, Charlie is jolted awake by a chilling presence. To his horror, he finds Regine looming over him, her piercing gaze locking with his. Before he can comprehend what is happening, she sinks her fangs into his neck, leaving him vulnerable and powerless in his slumber. Charlie, feeling reassured by the explanation that Regine is a performance artist merely pretending to be a vampire, remains steadfast in his denial. As he and Alex begin discussing the situation, Peter suddenly arrives, urgently attempting to warn the couple about Regine. However, both Charlie and Alex dismiss Peter's warning. Frustrated, Peter declares that he has done all he can to alert them, hastily retreats to his home, packs his belongings, and departs, leaving Charlie and Alex to ponder the gravity of the situation. Charlie goes through a gradual transformation, exhibiting more vampire-like characteristics such as heightened sensitivity to garlic and sunlight. Following an unsuccessful attempt to contact his psychiatrist, he comes across a news report about the discovery of Richie's body the previous night. Convinced that the situation is no longer a product of his imagination, Charlie sets out to find Peter, only to discover that Peter is nowhere to be found. Louis once again begins following Alex, and when Charlie arrives, he becomes violent. Louis's true nature is revealed to Alex and Charlie, and he continues to stalk them in the school library. He manages to escape by smashing through a window after being injured by Alex, who forces wild roses into his mouth. Campus police then arrest Alex and Charlie. Meanwhile, Peter also gets arrested after appearing on the set of Fright Night and attempting to kill its new host, Regine, on live TV. Everyone believes he has lost his sanity, especially after he exclaims, "I have to kill the vampire," leading to Peter being placed in a state hospital. Charlie's shrink bails out Alex, who then goes to post bail for Charlie, only to discover that Regine has already bailed him out.
As Alex and Dr. Harrison make their way to the state hospital, the tension reaches a breaking point when the doctor unveils his true identity as a vampire, attempting to sink his fangs into Alex's neck. However, Alex turns the tables in a heart-pounding struggle, ultimately managing to drive a wooden stake through Dr. Harrison's heart. Assuming the guise of the doctor, Alex then sets her sights on securing Peter's release. Amidst the chaos of a disturbance at the hospital, Alex and Peter seize the opportunity to make their daring escape. As Alex and Peter approached Regine's lair, they could feel the tension in the air. Inside, they found Charlie, disoriented and slowly succumbing to vampirism. Their rescue mission turned into a fierce battle as they faced off against an undead Richie. They fought valiantly, taking down Belle, Bosworth, and Louis before finally coming face to face with Regine herself. In a desperate attempt to flee, Regine sought refuge in her coffin, but Charlie had cunningly lined it with communion wafers. However, Regine managed to knock Alex unconscious and begin the process of transforming Charlie into a vampire. In a heroic moment, Peter saved the day by using the power of sunlight to destroy Regine once and for all. The next day, Charlie and Alex talk about the events of the previous day. Alex jokes that if she wrote a book about it, no one would believe them. They believe that with the death of Regine and her group, there are no more vampires, but they admit that they can never be completely certain.